Hey everybody, how's it going? We are back on Valentine's Day with the long-awaited video on Ishara. If you've been looking forward to that since last year, when the Akrabu series picked up again. Why are we talking about Ishara? For those who just walked in. Well, you can see the Akrabu playlist up here, right? Yep. Click it, get caught up, then come back. This video will be in the playlist as well. But if you don't want to take the time out of your busy schedule, Ishara came up in my research for 3 women who I met towards the end of last year when the Spider Demon, which you can find that playlist right here, decided to lay some hard truth on me. And that being said, 3 women, completely unknown to each other, come in, and they have the mark of a scorpion. These 3 women, completely unrelated, all have the mark of a scorpion. And they came in around the time that this revelation was given unto me. So, in the previous video in this series, I decided to look up the Scorpio woman. And lo and behold, someone by the name of Ishara popped up. And I'm reading from the Wikipedia. I will give links to this and the other in the description. Ishara is an ancient deity of unknown origin from the north of modern Syria. She first appeared in Ebla and was incorporated into the Hurrian pantheon, from which she found her way to the Hittite pantheon, which, if I remember correctly, was the last empire before it gave way to the Egyptian pantheon taking over. Don't quote me. But anyway, she appears in documents and personal names from Mesopotamia, starting with the end of the 3rd millennium BCE, and had temples in Nippur, Sippar, Kish, Harbitum, Larsa, and Urum. And like most Mesopotamian gods and goddesses, she is a goddess of many things. Goddess of oath. So when you make an oath, she is the goddess of that. She is also one of the many more goddesses of disease and love. Her major cult center was Ebla and Kizuwetna. The symbols of Ishara are Bashmu and the scorpion. Her parents are Enlil and Apontu, and she may be the mother of the Sabidi. Yeah, that Sabidi. Mr. Ford's book on the Sabidi. Yeah. In Ebla, Ishara was one of the main deities and a tutelary goddess of the ruling house in particular. In that role, she was known as Ishara of the king. She is already attested as a goddess of love in the texts from Ebla. In Piotr Taracha, name I can't pronounce, goes as far as suggesting it was her oldest function. So, her being the goddess of love is the primary function of worship. Now I know what you're thinking. What does this have to do with the scorpion? Well, in Mesopotamian mythology, the scorpion is related to fertility. Yeah? The female aspects, if you will. Now, it goes on to talk about the Mesopotamian reception and, the Hittite reception, where the Hittites, in their texts, sometimes had used the name Hamri Ishara to refer to her, presumably due to her role as an oath goddess, which developed in connection to Hamri buildings in Kizu Watna. Military oaths were particularly closely associated with her. In purification rituals and oaths, she was commonly associated with the moon god Hurrian Kesu, Anatolian Arma. They were believed to punish oath breakers mostly by the means of various diseases. See, that's where the goddess of disease comes in. The verb isharish referred to being inflicted with such an Ishara illness. However, Ishara could also be placated with offerings and serve as a healing goddess, much in the same way Pazuzu can do for you. Pazuzu is one of the many, obviously, known factors of diseases and plague. But giving him offering to help you. And it goes on to say that she is mentioned in the Epic of Gilgamesh as the goddess of love. Tablet 2, Collection V28. For Ishara, the bed is made, while in Atra Hasis, she is called upon to bless a couple on their honeymoon. Now, regarding her relations to other deities, it goes on to say Enlil and Apontu were regarded as parents of Ishara, at least according to the Hurrio-Hittite tradition, which is documented in the opening sequence of the Song of Emergence, or Song of Karambi, the beginning of the Karambi cycle. Some texts refer to Sabidi as her children, but Assyrianologist Franz Wigerman, who studied this group of gods extensively, and which is noted in Sabidi by Michael W. Ford, extensively points out that references to such a connection might be a result of confusion between her and the obscure figure of Mishara, whose children these 7 deities were more frequently identified as. I'm going to stop it right here because I want you to take away from this knowledge, and if you are walking the path of the Simon Necronomicon, or the Mascom Hall and Sabidi path, this is a great starting point to get into. Now, how this relates to my situation with the 3 women. Well, as I said, the Scorpion is seen as a fertility figure. But as we see, goddesses and women were fierce warriors in Mesopotamia, just as cunning and strong as men. Because I think, and this is my personal opinion, and you can quote me on this, it is in my opinion that no matter what region in Mesopotamia, that they believed in the balance of nature. They believed in the balance and duality of life. And that is my personal opinion. There were strong warrior men and strong female warriors. Because we see it in the gods and goddesses themselves, and that, if you choose to believe, it is the sign of the Scorpion by 3 different people I've never met. Bringing Ishara into my life, which, by the way, if you haven't figured it out, Ishara, Ishtar, Inanna, Astarte. So this is a sign from Inanna Ishtar. This is one of her various other forms. coming into my life to help me, to guide me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. I will leave the link to the Wikipedia and the other link that goes a little bit more in depth on the subject as well in the description. And I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Cool runnings. Irie-ites.